Welcome back, Superdoc listeners. Today's episode touches on something that's been pivotal in my life as a doctor and a human being: troubleshooting. In the ICU, every machine comes with troubleshooting algorithms that guide us to quickly identify and solve problems. Whether it's a ventilator, an ECMO machine, or a dialysis machine, knowing what to do when alarms go off can save lives. But here's a thought: what if we applied the same concept to ourselves? We are, in fact, the most sophisticated machines. Our body and mind send us signals, alarms, when something's not right. Today, we'll dive deep into how we can create personal protocols to troubleshoot our lives so we stay aligned, productive, and constantly growing. By the end of this episode, you will have tools to recognize your own alarms and know how to fix them. Let me take you back to the ICU. One of the most important lessons I have learned is how to respond to ventilator alarms. When they go off, my first action is always take manual control. Disconnect the patient, stabilize them, and then follow step by step process to identify the problem. Is the tube kinked? Is the airway blocked? I work through the protocol until the issue is solved. It's not always easy, but it's straightforward and often it saves lives. The same principle applies to us as humans. We need to know when our personal alarms go off. And instead of reacting in chaos, we need a structured way to take manual control. But what are these personal alarms? And how do we know when to act and take manual control? Just like machines, our bodies and minds send us alarms when something is wrong. For me, overeating is a clear signal that I'm stressed or emotionally drained. Skin rashes, recurrent infections, these are my personal alarms that tell me something is off, whether it's stress, burnout, or emotional overload. I remember the time when I first started in critical care. I was falling sick more often, and I initially thought it was because of the ICU environment. But over time, I realized it was due to the burnout. The emotional toll of working in an ICU, seeing the highs and lows of life and death, was wearing me down, even though I didn't notice it at first. Now I am much more aware of my personal alarms. My body tells me when I need to pause and reset. Take a moment to reflect. What are your personal alarms? How does your body tell you something is wrong? When I talk about taking manual control, I mean stepping away from the automation we often fall into. Those routines and behaviors that don't serve us. Automation can be caused by external influences like social media, the culture we have been brought up in, or even the expectations of others. For me, it was the routine of overworking, taking on too much without giving myself the breaks I needed. I was on an autopilot following a routine that wasn't sustainable. Taking manual control means recognizing when something is off and disconnecting from that autopilot. It's about actively choosing how to respond rather than just reacting to life's challenges. Think about a time when you were on an autopilot. How could you have taken manual control in that situation? Just like in the ICU, we need protocols to help us troubleshoot our lives. For me, it starts with morning and evening routines that keep me grounded daily exercises to elevate my energy, and emotional dump and burn exercise to release any built up stress or emotions. I've also worked with mentors to build mental resilience, which has allowed me to handle the emotional toll of the ICU with more clarity and strength. These protocols are like my personal e-fast or blue protocol. They guide me when things start going wrong, and they help me get back on track. I have found that by following these steps, I am more productive, more present, and more connected with my work and my personal life. Think about it. What protocols can you create for yourself to troubleshoot your own life? How can you implement them daily? One of the things I have realized is that I don't address these alarms in time. One of the things I have realized is that if I don't address these alarms in time, the problem escalates, leading to chaos. In the ICU, if you ignore the ventilator's alarm, the patient's condition can deteriorate rapidly. It is the same in life. If you ignore your own personal alarms, you will find yourself in situations where you are overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out. I have seen firsthand how much easier it is to solve problems when you respond earlier. It's not always perfect, but taking swift action prevents things from spiraling out of control. For me, creating these troubleshooting protocols has been a game changer. It has allowed me to approach challenges with ease, giving me more energy to focus on what truly matters, both in work and personal life. We are all sophisticated beings, and like machines, we need to troubleshoot ourselves when things start going wrong. By setting personal alarms and creating protocols, we can prevent problems from escalating. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aware and taking action when needed. So, what alarms are going off in your life that you have been ignoring? How can you take manual control today and start troubleshooting your way toward growth and success? Thank you for tuning in to the Superdoc Insights. I hope today's episode gave you a new perspective on how to troubleshoot your life and become the best version of yourself. Stay balanced, stay healthy, and stay committed to your growth. Remember, it's not about avoiding challenges, it's about being ready for them. Take the time today to set your alarms, create your protocols, and troubleshoot your way to success. Until next time, stay balanced and take care of yourself.